Hello everybody, this is Dr.Starcraft episode 7 here. Okay, this game is between Butters, the red Protoss on the bottom right, and we have DrEraDul on the blue Terran on the top right. Now the map is Blackwater Gulch. Just pause this for a second. Now the thing on Backwater Gulch is you have a small ramp up into your main base, and you have a very open natural. It's up here on this plateau. Now we have two sort of these walkways coming in here, split apart. You have a huge ramp coming up to it. You have broken rocks up here in the front, or destructible rocks up here in the front and in the back, or in the towards the side area. So this is a very hard to defend natural, and you know your third base is off to the side here, and you also have a gold here in the center. Okay, the watchtowers over here in the center of the map. They don't really give you too much information. When you grab both watchtowers, most of it you can see is just the center of the map. You can't really see the sides, and it's really easy to come on the sides, either with drop ships or just move your army around the side, because it is a huge map. So this replay was sent to us by Butters. It is a high bronze to low silver range. So we'll see how it goes here, and let's get started. Okay, so it's a Terran Protoss. Most of the time for this kind of matchup, you'll see the Protoss player go for Colossus, just to deal with that early infantry push. And you'll see, well, it depends really. Sometimes if it's a higher level game, you'll see the Terran player actually try to get some ghosts, just to for the EMP, to get rid of those Protoss shields. Okay, so it looks like Butters is deciding to wall off. Like I said before, unless it's Zerg, I really don't like walling off, just because it can be sniped very easily, and since Terran can range attack anyway, walling in here really doesn't do much. Okay, and also all it does is just kind of waste your time in terms of placing your buildings. I mean, it's a couple seconds of you having to run over here and place a building. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know. And see, now he's wasting time not making his building. There you go. There he goes. Okay. So, yeah. So, I guess the Terran player's walling off too. Again, Void Rays can just easily snipe this out. Okay. Same thing with Stalkers, anything. Okay, so it looks like DrEraDul here is starting to scout in the wrong place. He's starting to scout cross positions. You usually don't see that. You usually would see people go right next to them and see if they're right next to them first. So it looks like he's just trying to get pylon placement right now. I really don't like this. I would focus more on your probe production. You don't really need this many pylons. I mean, maybe just for vision, but I mean, you don't need that many pylons this early. Okay, so his gateway is now finishing. It's gonna be interesting to see if he goes for cybernetics core right away, or if he goes for an early zealot. Okay, that early zealot's good for just dealing with scouts and scouts. Just in case there's early pressure coming in. So it looks like now he's scouting the correct way. He is throwing out the cybernetics core first, and I would, if he's walling off here, I would have moved this a little closer, just so he can close this off a little easier. But now he's let this SCV run straight in here. Now that's one thing. When you're scouting with your initial SCV, I wouldn't run them straight past the railroad line, because you can get sniped very easily, caught between everyone. Okay, so we have a forge going down. We could see some cannons, maybe a fast expo, and no, he's just deciding to scout. Or I guess not. I think he's just looking, just make sure there's not a bunker there. Okay, so it looks like we have tech lab going down this barracks. We have another barracks going down. We have 3 racks. Okay, very standard for a Terran player. So it looks like now he's starting to get his gas up. He's starting to get some more probes. Stalker coming out. So he did choose to get the Stalker first. Warp gates coming out. Now it's gonna be interesting to see here. Does the Protoss player go for? Okay, he's also queuing them up to wait for this assimilator. I don't like to do that. It just wastes time, more time that you could use for scouting, getting minerals, and just helps a little bit. Okay, so he did throw down another gateway. I would like to see him throw down either 2 more gateways or expand here. You usually see like a 3-gate expand or a 2-gate robo. So we could see either one here. I have no idea what this forge is doing. Maybe he could get some early upgrades. That's the only reason I can see him getting this. And yes, he is. He's getting that early level 1. He should be getting more units out before he gets that. Because, I mean, with this 3 Rex push, I mean, the Terran player can just sort of just barrel straight through his front door. That upgrade wouldn't finish in time. Now he's getting 4 barracks. That's a little too many, and I would like to see, instead of this 3 tech lab, another reactor. Okay, and he's also supply blocked. So, I mean, he's really not keeping up on his macro. He should be queuing up, I mean, maybe 3 or 4 supply depots at this time, just so he can stay ahead of his production. I would like to see one of these be a reactor, just because, you know, Marauders are going to do the heavy damage to those shielded units, but, I mean, he really should be getting more Marines, just sort of cannon fodder. This is a distraction. They do a lot of DPS. So, you know, the Protoss player, or the Terran player, his advantage here, he could be getting, you know, combat shield and stim pack, but he's opting not to. I have no idea why. So now he's getting a reactor. I think it's 1 too many barracks. It depends on what he's trying to do here. So we'll see. We see a fast expansion here for the Protoss player. And again, I would like to see some more production facilities here. We have a Twilight Council going down. Okay, he needs more Zealots just to sort of take damage. This sort of be a damage sponge for all these units coming in here. There's a lot of Marauders coming in here. Yeah, see, and also he didn't scout, so he doesn't quite know what's here. I mean, our Protoss player could have gone for a early starport, in which case he'd be screwed because he has 1 Marine. That's all he's got. So we'll see how that goes. We have a pylon going down the low. Again, too many pylons at this level of the game. Okay, we have a Twilight Council. We have armor level 1. Okay, now he's transferring his probes. That's pretty good timing. He should be getting more units here. He really should be getting more units. This is way too little units. Make more stalkers. And he should have scouted. Where's the scouting here? And now he sees that he is screwed to hell, as now he only has 6 stalkers to deal with this pressure. He needs to start taking this out. Start focusing them down. He needs to kite them away. He needs to get them out of here. Consussive cells isn't going to let him do that anyway. But, so yeah, this game should be pretty much over pretty soon. He only has 2 warp gates. I mean, I guess he could let this Nexus go down. I mean, that's just a waste of minerals. I can't see any way for the Protoss player to get back into this game unless he throws down Miracle Gateways. And why isn't he making units? He's not making units. What's he doing? What's the APM tab at? His APM is at 20. And yeah, he just made 2 stalkers. That's all he was doing. And all of these units now streaming in. Yeah, this game's over. Now he's just throwing up some hero cannons, hoping they finish in time, while this army streams in here. So now we have a huge army, or not a huge army, but a pretty sizable army here, coming in for our Terran player against 2 stalkers, 3 stalkers. Oh wow, 3 stalkers. 3 plus 1 attack, almost plus 1 armor stalkers, 4 stalkers, and looks like it's going to be 3 cannons by the time this goes down. Now it is a small ramp, so it could work, possibly. Probably not, but I mean it could work. So we'll see how that works. He should be chrono boosting. Why is he chrono? Yeah, see, he should be chrono boosting these out, just so they can get more stalkers out here. He needs stalkers. He needs to get stalkers. He needs to move these stalkers in. He needs to work on his control here. He needs what? I don't understand what he's going for. He's now getting +2 attack. So he got this Twilight Council just so he can get more upgrades. Now, I'm a big proponent of, you know, get upgrades. Upgrades are good. Upgrades are awesome. But no, this is too much focus on upgrades and expanding. If you're going to upgrade like that, you can't expand so quickly. You need to put some units or some money into making attacking units. I mean, we'll go over this at the end of the game, but I mean, now the Terran player is expanding. That's good expanding. Always expand while you're attacking. Okay, that's good. He has some siege tanks out now, engineering bay, and yeah, this game's over. We're just waiting for the GG here. He's just throwing down some cannons, trying to be a hero. Okay, he should be throwing pylons down on the bottom, or he should have put those cannons up front, because you know they're gonna take out these pylons first, And yeah, so this is pretty much a GG. Bye bye pylon. And this upgrade didn't get to finish. Again, upgrades. Why so many upgrades? Why? And there go the cannons. Oh, there goes the pylon. And yes. Bye bye. Oh, no GG. Wow, okay. Okay, so let's go over this. What did they do right? What did they do wrong? Let's start with our Protoss player. He needs to get more units, and he needs to scout. Okay? Butters, you need to scout, and you need to get more units. And I love that you're going for upgrades and a fast expansion. That's something that I love to do. Well, I'm a Zerg player, but I love to do that. It's hard to lock down an expansion, a fast expansion, as a Protoss player. Okay? I'll tell you that right now. Upgrades, that's good. It's good you're getting fast upgrades, but that's too many upgrades for that early in the game, especially when you don't know what's coming. You need to, if you're going to do that, you need to really scout. Scouting is so important when you're going for something risky, like getting a lot of upgrades really quick, or getting a fast expansion. Okay? If your opponent puts all of his money and resources into making attacking units, then you need to do the same. You need to get attacking units up so you can help defend what you're trying to do. He put down 2 gateways and expanded. I would like to see a 3-gate expand, maybe even some sentries in there, just for the guardian shield, so it lessens the incoming damage from these ranged units. Especially for Terran, sentries are really important. Okay, stalkers, not so much, because then these marauders just completely destroy them. Okay, some zealots just to tank damage in the front, so your stalkers in the back can do the heavy damage, and your sentries. Okay, you need a good army composition, not just mass stalker. Twilight Council, you don't need this damn thing that early unless you're getting like an early blink or an early zealot charge. Okay, don't get it just to get early upgrades. You don't need that. Okay, and if you're gonna get that, don't get armor, get shields. I'm a big thing of that, shields, because that helps both your buildings and your units. Okay, now what did our Terran player do wrong? Well, again, I would have liked to see another reactor, or a reactor instead of. I would have liked to see 3 racks with a reactor. He didn't need this fourth barracks. Engineering bay, good. He could have gotten it earlier and gotten like a +1 attack. I would have liked to see him get stim pack and combat shield. He was supply blocked quite a bit. He kept getting supply blocked. That's something to watch out for. He didn't get a factory up in time, and he got siege tanks out, and he was expanding while he was attacking. Now, see, for this, it's such a huge distance. Like I said, this is a very hard to defend natural, but at the same time, he has enough units, and siege tanks are so good for locking down this sort of area. He doesn't need this to be a planetary fortress. He could have used this as an orbital command and you had more mules. But I mean, I really can't complain, or I really can't criticize him too much, because he did have a good early push. He scouted pretty well, although he only scouted once, but at least he scouted something more than Butters did. So he scouted. He knew what was going. He kind of knew what was going on. He wanted to attack. I would have liked to see him mix more Marines in here, but I mean, he did it. He did his job and he won the game, and it was a pretty easy win for him. So Butters, you got to scout, get more attacking units, and the most important thing too is you got to keep up with your micro and your macro. Your macro is pretty good. You needed some more production facilities so you couldn't use all your minerals. But I mean, I saw what you're trying to do. You're trying to expand. You're trying to save up minerals to expand and get your economy up, and that's good. Your micro, I mean, I saw you got. Okay, I don't know if a lot of people know this. You can click all of your gateways, hold shift, and then warp in all your units without having to click each individual gateway. As I saw him do, I saw him click each individual gateway. So it's just little micro things. I mean, he could have microed a little better, just to try to get his stalkers in a better position. He kind of walked them down on the low ground, to sort of fend off this attack. He could have microed a little better, just kind of moved his stalkers back and forth when they're getting low on health, or when they're getting low on shields. I mean, little things like that. That's all I can really say, and that's episode 7. I'll be back next week with episode 2 of What the Hell Is That, and episode 8 of Dr.Starcraft. Again, you guys, please comment, rate, subscribe, tell your friends. If you don't like it, tell me I suck. Tell me why I suck. Okay? Let's help us out here any way we can. Alright? I'll see you guys next week, and enjoy.